Hey guys, Kevin from Wild Wild Weiss here, and I bring to you guys a little exercise for myself. I'm currently going to do a deck building exercise for the Kanokari set that just got released, will be released this Friday, and just recently have announced all of their cards, so now we have the translation for the full set. I'm currently using the translation from WeissTeaTime. You can check them out here, and they also have spoilers and translation for other sets. And these are all copy and paste from Rando, if you know him from Rick Global. He usually does a JP translation for all the Weiss sets and card of the days. Well, this site does not have currently all of the cards. All the translation is up and available. I personally work on the card of the day channel for the Discord servers. So if you follow them here, you can also get translation as soon as possible, because I'm pretty sure WeissTeaTime works from European time and it's currently NA time, so they don't currently have all the new translations up. But also, if you want to follow the channel, you can also have it sent to your own personal servers. So Kanokari, since I do the card of days for the Discord, I do know what most of the cards do already. And I sort of have an idea of what my deck's gonna look like, but I haven't looked too in depth on how to build the Kanokari deck. So today we'll be using the deck log, which is the Bushiroad official deck building website. It's probably not the best one out there, but it does have all the images readily accessible as soon as possible for everyone. And so deck building website's easy to share. It's available on the websites, unlike Encore Decks, which has delay, or something like uTool, if you use that, if you're an Android user. That's a really good tool to use, but it's only available for Android, which is unfortunate because I own an iOS device. So let's go looking through and trying to build a deck. So usually for the first thing I do when I'm building a deck is I like to search up all the combos. Usually combos are the core of the deck, not always. Some decks like A standby decks don't really need to use combos, but it's a good idea to start to look at combos first. So first thing we have here is a double R Mommy. It's on play heal. You can discard one to trigger check twice, and then on attack you can pay 2. At the end of this card attacks, if you have the choice climax, you look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's decks and choose 3 of them and put them on top of your deck in any order, and send the rest to waiting room. So basically, on play heal, good effect on finisher. Choice, really good. This trigger check twice. So basically, you convert a hand to a stock. So essentially, you make this pay 2 cost of pay 1, ditch 1, essentially. You can also help you trigger choice triggers, which also helps you fund for your cost. The only problem with this card is it's at the end of attack. So being at the end of attack means that using this 3 times, having 3 of these fielded is kind of useless. While it's okay because you don't need to field 3 of these, it is a little awkward because you want to check the 3 for your current attack, not your next attacks. But it's an okay combo. Heals, and it's not too expensive just because of this. If it wasn't for this second effect here, it'd be way too expensive here. So it's a possible contention. We'll just slap 4 of it here, just in case, if we do end up using it. Next combo, we have level 1 Mommy. It combos with Win. If you have 2 more other characters, you can check top 4 cards of your deck and add 1. It's okay. Win is not that good of a trigger, not that good of a climax. The effect itself is okay. It doesn't gain power, so it's going to be sitting at 5k, 6k with the combo. So it gets into pretty bad situations if your opponent plays a deck that has their combo that be a 6k cross turn, because you have to end up crashing or trading, which means you open your lanes for extra soul damage during first deck, even though you do get the middle of your deck to push yourself to second deck. It's good back in the days, but not currently good now. So I probably wouldn't consider that currently. Next combo we have is the Sumi. So if you have a specific card, which we'll look at later in your level, it becomes 11-5. So 11-5 is a good stated body for level 3. When this card is placed, he can heal 1. Pretty good. And if you have Gold Bar, if you have another character against effect, start your opponent's attack phase, choose 2 of your opponent's characters, and they get -1 so. So this is like the Summer Amelia from ReZero, but there's no early play condition. It is 11-5, but I currently don't like Nexo combos. It is on Gold Bars, so it's nice to loop, but Nexo combos can be good. But currently, I don't think have a place in the meta because there's ways to disrupt Nexo, and you're reliant on looping this a lot. If there's a way to EP this, which there probably is, for being a Devoir, just like how in Gotoben they also have a Maiso combo, but that doesn't have early play on itself, but they have another card that can early play it, then this card would be okay, but I wouldn't say it'll be really good. It's good. It's probably good for waifu. So get the next combo. Sumi. When its attacks gains 500 for each other, so they'll be swinging for. If you have full field, it'll be swinging 6/5, 7k of the CX. With Gold Bar is good for level 1, especially level 1. Gold Bar helps you find your combo. You make sure it makes it easier for you to get your CX for your level 1 phase. Just because of how versatile your deck is, or random your deck is. So Gold Bar is always nice because you do swing like 1 to 4 times during your level 0 game, so you have 4 more hits to find your Gold Bar CX. So when it's placed, the Gold Bar is placed, you choose level 1 or higher from your waiting room and put a stock. So being on place is nice because you can right away put clean stock in, so you don't have awkward situations where if it's on attack, you attack, you trigger CX, and then you attack, you trigger CX, and you attack again, and then you put clean stock on top, and you layer a lot of stock on top of your CX that's in your stock. So I think on play, really good. Choose a level 1 higher, could be sometimes awkward. Sometimes your waiting room, if you don't have good mills in your deck, your waiting room could be just flooded with level 0s. It could put events, which is nice, but being flooded with 0s in your waiting room or the game, if you get like sent to level 1 really fast, which I mean it's not likely, but there are some cases where you can't triple because you only have 1 or 2 non-level 0s in your waiting room. So it really depends on if the deck could abuse the stock, because you're not building hand with this, you're building stock. So it's really dependent on the deck. So we'll keep this on the side. We'll have it noted, but we probably won't use this unless there's a really good conversion, stock to hand conversion. 2-1 Mommy. I think 2-1 combos are usually meme. It's level assist, different Gold Bar. When it's placed climax, you choose one of your opponents and bounce it. So you bounce one of your opponents. You can pay 1, bounce one of your opponent's characters. It's not that good. When your character with Mommy is named direct attacks, you can pay 1, ditch 1, and heal 1. This is fine. This if you ignore the combo, it's a good card to use for Mommy centric decks. The heal could be beneficial, but it also depends on how much Mommy can roll out and get you your direct attack lanes. We'll see. Another 2-1 combo, pretty mean in my opinion. Gold Bag doesn't make it any better. Start Encore phase, you have Gold Bag in your front row. So it's empty or reverse across from this. You can check 4, add 1, and then send the rest to waiting room, then blind stock 1. And then this is also a clock bomb, anti-EP clock bomb. It's anti-EP clock bomb is always nice to have in your deck. This is one of. But I'm wasting a climax spot, especially for this, is not good. Especially since it's a Gold Bag too. Yeah, Gold Bag is probably better for this type of combo because you're not trying to loop it. So it's okay. But if your opponent doesn't have level 3, then you're only swinging at 7-5, and your opponent with backup can deny this too. If they don't have early plays, so it's like this combo is pretty bad. Next one. Clock yourself. When 2 souls is placed on the stage, you may look top 2 cards of your deck, choose 2 cost 0s and place them. except for spots. So it's already pretty bad. 2 soul, not desirable. It's good for memes, but that's it. 2 cost zeros means if you hit 1 1s, 2 1s, 2 2s, 3 2s, you whiff. So you might, it's very random. Unless you build your deck specifically to swarm. So this would be okay in a swarm deck. But those are pretty meme. Start your opponent's draw phase, move to the top card of your deck, so one higher bounce hand. That's always fine. Plusing 0. But not the best. Alright, now we got double R. This is what you want to look for. Double R level 1 comps are usually your best ones. Not always, but usually. So this card gets 3k on your turn. So it's going to be swinging 7k. Discard. Okay, when this battle opponent becomes reverse, so on reverse is kind of meh. Gate CX. Gate, so is good. Salvage one, and then if you may pay a cost, you can, so you on reverse you can salvage one, then you can discard a character, and then salvage another character or a specific event, which we'll go over later at two-way room. So this card is basically just the Umi from Certain Pocket, if you know that combo. It swings at 8k on your turn, instead of 4k off turn. It's also 7k on your turn, even without the climax, so it's always good. Good beater. Will never hold board though. Salvage on reverse is kind of bad, in my opinion, because sometimes it's easier for your opponent to play around giving reverse combos. But this thing swinging at 8k with the climax makes it more forgiving. The second hand fix is also really nice because it does get rid of dead cards in your hand and sculpt. So it's high selectivity. On reverse, kind of iffy, but unless your meta's filled with like Konosuba and Saikano, or decks that has like 9k walls at level 1, then this effect shouldn't matter too much. It does mean if your opponent does play like Runner Pass, you hit level 1, that's kind of yikes. But if you have secondary tools, like non-combo stuff, level 1s, utility level 1s or whatever, then it's probably fine. So let's add this here. We won't use SPRs just because it's easier for people to recognize with base art. We don't need this tab anymore. Okay, next combo is Chizuru. So on play heal or on play with the auto effect of this other Chizuru. You can pay 1, ditch 1 if you do. You can deal 2 damage to your opponent. This gains 1k until the end of your opponent's turn, and when front attacked, you may return his hand. So on play heal is always nice for a finisher. Just because if you're ever behind, you can use these finishers. You don't have to combo. You could combo, but you don't have to use combo. And you can potentially give yourself another turn. That's why on play heal finishers is always nice, just when you're behind. It doesn't help you with getting your CX, but hopefully there's other ways to do that. Let's mute my Discord for a second here. Alright. Pay 1, ditch 1, burn 2 is okay. It's better than Slime 1, which is pay 2 to burn 2. And being able to deny your opponent's reverses is niche, but it's okay. Usually you won't have the resources after going ham to play this again, so bouncing back your hand doesn't mean you can play this again, unless you're really ahead of the game. If you're really ahead, this bounce back is really good. If you're playing against an opponent who has on reverse combos, this card is really good. But so it's fine. We'll put it in for now. So next combo is it's 2-1 Sumi. If you had some other Sumi in the level, get some early play, so it's basically a 1-1. And you can pay 1, sack a standby, so it comes with a standby. On reverse, check 4. You can choose up to 4 characters and 2-1 events, and then add them to hand. Choose one of your characters and engage the K. So if this Sumi is really good, then the level condition is pretty nice to hit. You only get one of these combo off. Standby is a good trigger, actually. Some people might meme because it doesn't give you power or soul, but I think standby is a really good trigger in some decks that can afford it. Like if you get 2/2 targets and 3/2 targets, standby really does help you shine your deck. Check 4, add 4. So if you're not playing any other events, this is really good. You're likely to hit 3, at least 2. You're likely to hit 2, and then you're pretty likely to hit 3. And if you're lucky, you hit 4. You get +4. Standby is nice. Hitting 4 is nice. This has potential. 2-1 event. Grabbing 2-1 event depends on how good this 2-1 event is. Usually this effect also exists in like Konosuba and Summer Pocket. Konosuba is a union, but it's only it doesn't have to pay 1. So this one's you have to pay 1 just to give another character 3k, which is okay. Giving 3k is nice to help you beat over stuff, but if you're not pulling multiple combos of these, because you have to sack a standby, so like you can't just give another copy of this another 3k, so you can get the effect off twice. But it's fine. What else did we miss? Okay, we have this rare Chizuru. So on player check top 3, add 1, which is like whatever. It's a fine card, but it doesn't heal. Climax combo in its waiting room. When Gate CX is played, you may choose your other 3/2 Chizuru. You may even put it on a stage in the 4th slot. Okay, so this makes it. So this combo is actually just a pay 1, because you no longer need to discard because you have your discard is paid with this. This pays for your discard. This also helps you dig for your climax combo. So you know how I was talking about how healing doesn't help you dig for your CX. This does help you dig for your CXs. So this is really nice. This also acts as additional copies of your finisher. So if you're playing this, you're most likely also playing this 3/2. Helps you dig for it. Helps you dig for your CXs. Helps you pay for your combo. All around pretty nice. So we'll find it here. I believe I feel like this is a 2 to 4 of. 4? I think it's actually a 4 of. I think you want to find this and then use this to change into this almost always. So this actually might be a 4 of. Especially since even if you do have a freshly new deck, this does help you mill out these one into your waiting room because it's checked top 3. This is currently putting a 4 of. It might go down, but I'm feeling like a 4 of right now. So we have event. If you have 1 or less other Kanokari players, you can't play this. So it's basically, if you're playing a game, you can play this. If you have 2 or less memory, you can send this to memory. Okay, so that's fine. If there's not too much memory stuff, this condition is also basically a null and point. Recollection, start your main phase. If this card's in memory, you can send this to waiting room. Usability, if it's in memory, choose up to 1 of your combo. Your 51's 51's okay, the original combo. You can place it from your hand. Place on any stage in any slot, and it gains 1k. So basically, start your main phase. So you can't use this the turn you played. You can't summon the combo the turn you played, but it's 2/0. So basically, this lets you play for going -1 hand. This lets you play this for free. I assume the idea is what you want to do is try to dig for it with this. Use a combo. Then when this bounces back to your hand, or you can play the event, so that your following turn, when this bounces back to your hand, you can play the game for free. That sounds really good, but it is kind of a delay. It sounds good in theory, but we won't know how it is in practice. I probably wouldn't play 4 of. This card is pretty dead most of the game, so you don't want to break your hand too much. And I don't think there's any point to play. Because you only have 2 of these in memory, so you only get 3. 3 is what you want because you triple combo. I'd only play 1 to 2 of these. Also, is this the event for level 1 combo? Let's check. So 72. So this is 72. So this is the event you can grab with your level 1 combo. This is a fine card to. So I feel like this could be like a 1 to 2 of, at best. You do have a way to grab it with your combo. So if you do need it, if you do have a turn where you know you can get your bounce back, because remember, your Chizu does have to live to your opponent's turn to get the bounce back. So your opponent walls you out. This card is pretty dead. Although it does become free, so that's fine. But other than that, this card is like a dead card most of your games. So we'll put this as we'll put it as a 2-up for now. Okay, let's go for level 1 combo Ruka. 2 more Agata Kanokari cards. So you're basically playing the game because of 5/5. Discard 1. This card attacks with Pants CX in the climax area if you're another character. So basically, if you're playing the game, you may pay the cost. So you have to discard 1 to use the effect. Look at top 4 cards of your opponent's deck. Choose up 2 Kanokari characters, add them to hand. So this is like a Mogro or like a Mogro. But you ditch 1, you grab 2. So this is the Mashi combo from Fate Grand Order. If you are familiar with that set. Wow, this card is not that good in my opinion. Being 1k crossing is fine. It's always nice. Your 6/5 combo, your 5/5 off turn. So you do grab counters, you can defend. But being forced to discard. See, as I said before, the win combo. Check top 4, add 1 is usually low selection. It's pretty RNG. Sometimes you get the card you want. Sometimes you just reveal absolute garbage. Sometimes you reveal multiple CXs and it feels bad. This one requires you to reveal at least 4. So your deck control is a lot more limited if you want to add a card in hand. And a discard 1 card means if you have a good hand, you're forced to discard 1 of them in order to make your +1. So you don't get the +1 unless you discard 1. So you're forced to discard, which means if you have a good hand, this card can be detrimental. You are forced to look at least 2 cards unless you don't want the +1. So that means if your deck's pretty compressed, you can't do like check 1, added right away as a character, then continue with attack. And then choose 2, and you're only looking at 4. So looking at 4, you have like this RNG chance to see good cards. But with this combo, you have to see 2 good. You want to see 2 good cards, which is even less likely than that. So a lot of times you just find filler cards. Which I mean, yeah, you can discard it with your subsequent combos. But your last combo, if your last combo reviews 2 all garbage cards, then it pretty feels bad. Now you have 2 garbage cards in your hand. You just add it just because you want to +1. But it does not need a reverse compared to your level 1 combo, so it could have some place. We'll throw it in just in case we do want to run it. So it's 3/2 Ruka. With Pants, you can pay 2. I have 2 more characters, so if you're playing a game, you can restand this. So it's a pay 2 restand. Notice how there's no on-play effect, like on-play heal, on-play check 3. So there's that. I can choose up to 3 characters in your waiting room. Okay, so you choose one of the 2 following effects. Either restand, or you can choose 3 characters in your waiting room, add them hand, and shuffle all your cards in the deck. So cheap restand. It's pretty neat, nice. The problem with restand is your soul control is not as easy unless you have cards that specifically lets you deal damage control. And another downside with restand combos is that you don't need to reverse, so that's fine. Usually, restand combos is like pay 3 ditch 1, so it's like usually hefty, but because you don't have on play, it's nothing. But the problem with on play is that now you don't have a way to find your CXs, or B, heal your deck down, heal yourself down in case you're behind. It makes this a little worse. Or you can choose 3 characters in your wave room, add the hand shuffle the rest into your wave room. So they use this for when you're like, you can't kill your opponent with restand, so you might as well just like get 3 cards out of your deck, even though you put 2 cards back into your deck, and then you refresh your deck so that your deck's now empty. The problem is you don't send a CX back either, so the CX will always will still be in your CX zone. So you shuffle back in, you'll always be one out of CX. You do pay 2, so if you do trigger CX when we are previous attack, and you can't kill your opponent with a restand, then shuffling back is also pretty damn nice. So modular effect, well, it's nice. This could have some potential. The card underneath it, on play heal, and yeah, it's like the Chizuru. It lets you swap into when you play a CX, you can swap into this. So this basically has like 8 copies, max 8 copies, and then you also get a heal. So this makes it slightly better. So there's some potentials. Yeah, some potentials. I feel like this is also a 4 and 4 of. Although this is actually not as good because sometimes you can like not have. So actually, yeah, I think there's no way you play this over Chi. Yeah, you could play it over Chizuru. But because you don't mill your deck like the other Chizuru, you're more susceptible to turns where you don't have multiple copies of these in waiting room to use multiple copies of these. And you really want to use these over this. You want to use these to change into this. Alright, you got 4 more combos to go through. You have 2 more Kanokari characters gains 1k. And on beg, on reverse, salvage 1. So this is just straight up worse than the double R combo, so we won't look at this. This is basically just on reverse salvage. And it's 5/5 cross turn instead of being 7k on turn and 4k off turn. And go beg's worse than door. Swap the TD gate with TD go beg, so we don't need to worry about this. And on play heal, on attack burn 1. So this is Trouble Girl Haruhi. It's an okay combo because it heals and does damage, but it's not really that good of a combo. It's definitely not better than the double R Chizuru, which is heal, but it burns 2, and it has the ability to loop itself, and has essentially 4 more copies of the other Chizuru of itself. Alright, so we're done with the combos. So let's also add these CXs here. So I believe there's only 2 pants CXs, and there's only 2 pants combo with level 1 and level 3. And there's only doors. And there's only 2 combos. 2 doors for two door combos. Yep. So yeah, so far our deck's looking like, here you go, 4. So we have this is Mocha combo for 3, but it's kind of meh, but heals, so it's fine. You have the 8 copies of your Chizuru combo, so you basically have a pay 1, burn 2, basically on attack, which also leaps itself and denies your opponent reverses. We have this restand combo, which also has a heal. And we have Chizuru, which is Umi, on reverse salvage 1. Then you can ditch salvage none, and can also ditch to salvage this event. And we have this 1/0 Ruka, which doesn't have to reverse like this, but is on a pants. Pants is, I feel, is worse than door. I'm pretty sure most people would agree with me here. So of these, We have to look at the rest of the list to see which one benefits the rest better. Alright, so let's start with that. First, we'll start with level zeros. So starting with the first zero, which is Double R Mommy. On play, you can pay 1 clock yourself, and if you do, search for level 1 lower character. This is a Ricky. Ricky's always fine. On attack, you reveal top player deck. If it's a climax, bounce 1. This is basically a non-existent effect. It's unless there's a lot of way to control your deck state, and you know what top card your deck is, then you purposely get reverse. Bounce. But other than that, this is unlikely to happen. Search Ricky is always nice. It's always high impact +1, grabs your combos. Another thing you notice is that there's only 1 standby, so you can't play a standby deck. So you have to rely on one of the combos. These types of Rickies, I'm always more obligated to play as a 3 of, maybe a 2 of. See, the problem with these on-play Rickies is that Rickies drop off late game. Basically, after your level 1 turn, it massively drops off because you don't want to clock yourself too much after you hit level 1 or after you hit level 2. You want to reduce the amount of damage you're taking. You want to stay at 2 as much as possible so you can be out of range of your opponent's kill turn. And level 3, yeah, you just want to be out of your opponent's kill range, so you're less inclined to clock yourself level 2 and level 3. Because it's on pay 1 on play, this means this card is you never get this effect off turn 1 in the game. So you want to reduce the chances you seeing it turn 1, but you also want to increase. You also want to have a good chance of seeing it after your turn 1 play. So being 3 copies is fine. Also 1 less copy to brick you. Next level 0 is on playing mill 2, gains 1k free, so it can be up to 4k. Mandatory mill 2 though. Salvage 1, give a character 1k. This is a fine 1 of. In 0 to 1 of. Maybe 2 of sometimes, depending on how good salvaging is in your deck. But it's also on play, and you already have this. We'll currently have it set at 1 of for now. It could go up. It could also be going down, depending on how good your salvage is. If you play like a salvage brainstorm, and we're thinking about playing a salvage combo, this card has less use. Also depends on how good your discard outlet already is. All your Kanokari gains 500. Choose one of your mommy characters, gains 1k. Not good. We're not gonna play a mommy centric deck because we already shown we have like no mommy cards, so there's no point playing this. With cards placed in the front row from hand, each opponent's one less hit a character. So kills your opponent's character if you only have 1 character in the front row. You can pay 2. Salvage 1. Pay 2, salvage 1 is usually too expensive because you don't have that much stock early game. This effect is like only usable first turn, so this card's a skip. Well, I still get a Discord notification, so I might as well just keep this thing open. So what cards are we missing here? So this 12, we have Mommy. Pay 1, choose 1 opponent's front row. Level 0 lower character, send to waiting room. Pay 1, risk this. Brainstorm, draw 2, discard 1. This kind of brainstorm I usually do not like. This kind of brainstorm does not have selection at all. It does have discard. We can also draw. It does help you find your events and CXs, but the amount it helps is pretty minuscule in comparison to losing to your selectivity. So it's not that good in my opinion. These are level 2s, level 2s. And we have one more 0. Okay, so we actually have to use this again. This ability activates once per turn. Once the card is reversed, check card top card of your deck. Level 2 or higher, you may rest this. So it's like a coin flip effect if you build your deck with half level 2s and 3s. But besides from that, it's unlikely to hit, so it's unlikely to have a plus. And that's all the level 0s we're missing here for yellow. Okay, double Aruka. 2 more characters becomes 1k power, so it becomes 3k. Once it gets reversed, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. So it's a Rize. Check top 3. If you reveal at least 1, choose 1 character amongst them, and then add your hand, and you have to send the rest away and discard 1. I'm not a big fan of these types of effect, just because on reverse is awkward timing. But it is a free mill, free discard outlet. If you don't have either of those in your deck, this card could be quite good. This effect doesn't actually come up too often because level 0, depending on the deck, you might not have this condition a lot at level 0. But it's free mill, free discard outlet. So we'll put it as 3 for now. It might just come off completely. It might be cut down. It might be, I don't think it'll go up unless you really need green. But we'll see. Oh, this one needs to sue me. Start your climax phase. Choose 1 character gains 1k. Tap 2, flip top 4 for your CX. Top 2 brainstorm is not that good. Unless you have cards that don't mind being tapped and can remove themselves after while cycling your hand, then it's fine. But something like Madoka Magica, where they can tap 2 cards that send itself to stock, and you send the stock, and you get basically a free brainstorm. Or quote unquote free, because you do -2 hands. But something that's not that good. So tap 2 brainstorm is also good with Hino Logic because you can tap 2 merge pieces, then merge them together. But it's not good. Start your attack phase. You may win 1 if Kanokari kicked ready scheme. So this potentially swings at 4k. Encore steps. If you don't have another rest of characters, you can pay this hard on Encore. It's basically a pay 1 Encore. This card is always a fine plussing 0. But the problem is 4k power, 2k on defense. So you actually use this kind of effect like a lot. And then the benefit of doing this is that you get a swing of 4k body. So this is only if you need a 4k beat stick that can potentially be a plus. Other than that, this is okay. It's a fine plussing 0, but not optimal. This one needs a brainstorm. This is the combo we saw earlier. We've got some missing here. This one's continuous. Of all your characters, global 500 and a level swap. So if you need a level swap, it's good. But other than that, if you have like effects that triggers when the card goes in level, this is good. But so far we have not seen that with the combos. So we might see other cards that do that, but currently this is whatever. We'll keep this in mind. What's the other green card we're missing? Discard this, grab a vanilla. I'll play vanilla. Okay, this is bad. This is pack filler. We generally don't, especially a 2-1 vanilla is kind of worthless. More worthless than the level 0 vanilla. This card is placed on hand stage, like the top of your deck. Put it on top of your deck or into your waiting room. When your character's attack gains 1/5, so you can swing 4/5 with a console or a scry. Not that good. Swing's big, 4/5 beast deck, but not enough utility to warrant spot. Level 0s you generally want like 4 plussing. 4 is 8 plussing, and then you want mainly utility. Unless you play a standby deck, then you don't need plussing. On play, mill 2 if it's climax, choose 1 points front row, -1k. So it mills. Early game mill is nice. Discard one. You may choose a Sumi event. Okay. So it bonds to a Sumi event. Alright, this is where the vanilla sits. Okay. I believe. Actually, no, this might be this mommy here. 38? 38, yeah. Opponent cross-reference can't move. On play gains 1/5. So it's 3/5 on your turn, and then your opponent can't move. It sucks that it's not 3/5 cross turn, like the Sunshine one is. But it's an okay card. But not being 3K cross turn means this card is pretty dead if you're not going second, and it's pretty dead your first turn, going first. So it's kind of whatever. It counters runners, but unless you know your playing field is a bunch of runners, then it's good. But if your opponent doesn't, if you know your meta doesn't have a lot of runners, or it could be half and half runners and walls, it's not that good. Okay, that's that. Sumi, Brainstorm. When your other characters gets reversed, you can just one of Kanokari characters. Kanokari characters, this turn it gets 500. Salvage Brainstorm. Salvage Brainstorm, always nice. I prefer Salvage over Search, because it lets you loop stuff. Like if your level 1 combo dies, your next turn you can Brainstorm and try to grab your level 1 combo again and do it all over again. So Sumi Brainstorm's nice. This is also 49. I assume this is... Yeah, I assume this is probably the Sumi that's the level target for all your other Sumi effects. But unless we're playing Sumi stuff, it's currently at 3 of. Brainstorms I never run 4 ofs. Usually, unless it's your only way to plus, which shouldn't be, unless your deck is quite bad, then brainstorms are 3 Fs. You only need to find one. You usually don't brainstorm early unless you need to pay out CXs, in my opinion. So as long as you find one by like level 1, it's fine. Same. It's basically the same deal as the Rickies. These cards are dead pretty early. Fine and late is fine, but if you already have at least one brainstorm established, then the additional copies are kind of dead after. You only need to find one by level 1 or by second deck when you can reliably hit climaxes. Because first deck is like pretty RNG. Some games you have good compressions early game, like you mill a bunch of clean cards, swing a bunch of clean cards, and now you have a bunch of climax left for your deck, then you can brainstorms are reliable. But other games you won't get a good deck until like your second deck, after you do your first refresh. Another brainstorm, but specifically for a gate. When you play a gate, choose a character gains 1 so, and then brainstorm for a gate. So we are playing 8 gates. If we are playing the both cheese root combos, or the cheese root combo, this brainstormer could be better. +1 so means that it helps you do module damage for your finisher. Say your opponent has a level 3, you +1 so this becomes a 4. Now instead of doing a burn 2, swing 3, you can do like a burn 2, swing for 1. And if that modular damage does help you win, it is pretty nice. So we might play this brainstormer over the Sumi brainstorm. Which one is this art? Same idea. So afterwards we'll cut down the combos. If we do end up playing double doors or double gates, play this brainstorm. If we're playing one of the Rukas or maybe the Mami. Actually, I feel like we don't need the Mami. If we play one of the Rukas, then we'll play the Sumi brainstorm. It also depends on how good the cards that need Sumi in level is. which we know we cut out, which we know one of the Nixel ones needed to be a 11-5, and we knew the other Sumi needs it to come out early. The 2-1 standby combo. This Chizuru spammable brainstorm to salvage one, ditch one. Yeah, spammable salvage ditch brainstorm. Assist 500. These cards are generally nice if you have no other way to pay out stock often. So it could be a nice one of tech. Grab it if you need mail, you need salvage. I mean, you want hand fix, and you want stock to pay out stock. Generally, these are 0 to 1 of effects. Just because it doesn't plus you, it just helps you pay out stock. That's all. Pay 1, ditch your character, check top 4, add 1. This is also like a 1 of, at best. Sometimes you just play 0 of these. Sometimes you have to play 2 of these. I remember in decks like Fujimi, because of mills being limited, this type of effect is really good. Especially if you have really good events you want to hit off this, which we do not know yet. This could go up. This could also go down. Most likely will go down. We'll see. On play, mill 2 if it's climax, gains 3k, so potentially hit 5k. When this card is sent to Weimu, on deck you can discard 1, grab the Chizuru event, which I assume is the event we saw earlier. Yeah, this one. This is the only red event. Oh, never mind, we have red event here. 72. Grabs event 72. Yep. So it grabs your event. As I said, this event is like nice, but not nice enough, because it's dead off a lot of time. Most time in game. So this is a 1 of at max, but I currently would put it as a 0 of. We'll put it 1 for now, just in case, but so we can edit it later. We can just cut out. But we'll have 1. I don't think this has a place really, because you're not aiming to use the event as often. If this is an event, it's like a 1/1 search 1 send to memory, like Slime has. This card could be quite good, or it's just like grabs a mill 4 event, also not bad. But on def, it's bad timing, so you can't use this actively either. And then, so on def means if you are at level 2. You have to wait 2 turns to get the effect off. So you have to wait 1 turn to crash this, unless you play over it and egg 1. So you waste 1 turn to crash it to grab the event. Then your next turn you have to play the event. You can't do anything with the event. Then turn after, the event goes off. So this is quite slow, in my opinion. I'm gonna play look at top card of your deck, put it top of the bottom waiting room. Pay 1 clock yourself. Choose a level 1 and lower in your waiting room. Add to hand. So this is just a Ricky, the mommy Ricky, but the mommy Ricky, but worse. Was it this one? Mommy Ricky, but worse. It's because salvage, not search. These are early game effects because you only do it level 0, level 1, and salvages instead of search. So it's pretty bad compared to this. You wouldn't play this unless you're a budget player. Alright, we're here. Next one. Choose one opponent's character, put a memory, and put opponent place back, and reverse. So this is a flicker type effect. So use this for cards like the Sumi finisher, or Sumi Toppin, not really finisher, the Nixel. Cards like that gain Riv persisting effects, so it's nice. Level 1 bomb is a relevant card. It's not super relevant, but it's relevant enough to get rid of walls. But maybe you tech it in. It's one of the best. If you're playing against a deck that can die to bounce, this card is good. But currently, I don't think there's anything in the meta that really needs to be bounced or remove their persistent effect. There's no like Riders from Fate Stay Night or Priestess from Goblin Slayer that you need to remove their effects of. This also hits stuff like yeah, it hits stuff like Psychono's bouncers. You can get rid of their bounce effect, which is always fine, but it's not necessary. During your opponent's turn, characters Kanokari. So on your opponent's turn, sits at 3k level 1. I'll play discard 1. Discard climax. Pay a cost fee. So change your climax to a salvage. High selection. These type of effects are always one-ofs. If you don't have a good discard outlet, it's always good. But if we're playing doors, you're less likely to clog your hands with climaxes, so the effect's less good. But if we're playing pants, it becomes much better because you are playing more cards that adds climax to your hand. And currently, we only discard outlet we have is the slow Ruka and a drop salvage. Those are the 2 discard outlets we have right now for a climaxes at least. I think check top 4 is wherever that one is. It's not a discard outlet for a climaxes. If you're not a character, so if you're playing a game, well, I guess you can't say that about level 0. Sometimes you're not playing a game. On reverse, you can choose one of your characters, rest and move it back to row slot. So it's the clean cut. Clean cuts, very strong. If it's over 2-5, better. 3k cross turn means sometimes you might live. Not likely, but sometimes. 3k cross turn clean cuts. This effect is basically if you're playing a game, unless you're first turn. Because if you're playing clean cut, you always want to have another character to be able to push to the back anyway. It's really good. Quick cuts, generally 3 to 4 of. I kind of want to push 4 of. I like 4 clean cuts. If you're going second, 4 means you're more likely to find your clean cuts. But it does become slightly more dead later on. Especially since it's not 3-5, it's 3k cross turn, not 3-5 on turn. 3-5 on turn means you're slightly more likely to use it. Sometimes you might get cheeky reverses against level 1s with the climax. But 3k versus 3-5 isn't too much difference, so I'll put it as 4 for now. When you celebrate draw ditch, we have not seen a single celebrate card so far, so that effect's basically useless right now. Brainstorm, you can pay 1, check top 4 cards of your deck, sit in ring room, and yeah, search Brainstorm. Yeah, as I said, we have 2 good salvage Brainstorm. Not a big fan of search Brainstorms. Wait, is this even these 2? So we have 2 good salvage Brainstorm. There's no point running search Brainstorm, especially since we don't know if this effect will be even used at all. We can start bottom deck your opponent's card. 500 power makes it good. You can clear some 500 power cards that goes to memory, so it's nice. Pay 1, send this to waiting room, check top 4. So pay 1 sacks self, check top 4, add a character. If you have good on turn like selection that's costless, like a cigarette event or Operation Tornado or something of the case, this card could be really good. Helps you. The second effect does help you mill out your deck in bad situation. Doesn't go to memory like Psychono's runner does, but it's always still a fine effect. Stuff like this feels like a 2 of, maybe 1 of. This effect makes it more relevant because this is good removal against stuff like Kaban, stuff like stuff with Hard Encore. Good removal. We also know we have the clean cut, so the best thing you can do is like kill something with this, then clean cut this back. The next turn you can pay 1 cent to waiting room to get 4. So you can convert this to use this, remove your opponent's wall, and use the second effect to convert itself to a plus. Or a quote unquote higher quality plus. Because this card, if your opponent feels like level 1s after, you clean cut, then this card's pretty dead afterwards. But this can filter itself into some good cards. Also helps you mail for your level 1 combo. This is actually not bad. Well, something else to note is that since you're playing Ricky, there are chances you can Ricky into clean cut. So you could go this down because you're playing Ricky. Because if you do need Ricky, you can search for this. Well, currently I have it 4. I assume 97's event. So you can pay 1, discard 1. On play, you can search your deck for the event, show 2 opponents, and hand this card gains 2k. So usually you search events like just discard 1, discard a character, like what's it called, the Chloe event in Slime, the Chloe Bonner. This is a pay 1 to get 2k. Makes it a 4 or 5, but having to pay 1 means this card's dead first turn. We also don't know what the event does. The event's really good, we'll find out. On play gains 1/5. Wins battle becomes versive climax. Gains stock. It's not good. You're less typo. You're less likely to. You don't really want to use climaxes level 0 unless you're playing a standby deck, because you want to conserve hand. The climaxes early game can be like discard outlets, or you actually want to save it for your level 1 combo. So unless your hand's clogged with CXs, you usually don't have this. And then once you hit level 1, it's not too often a 4 or 5 reverses. Sometimes it happens. It's not too often. I just can't justify the fact that sometimes happen compared to something that should always happen. Or the value is not like a clean cut. Clean cut's like sometimes you can't clean cut. But at least when you reverse something with a clean cut, it's plus, quote unquote, plus. This is a stock plus, and if we don't have good stock to hand conversion, it's not worth it. Which we have not seen any good hand stock conversion, especially usually they're level 0 profiles, and we have not seen anything like that. Not good. Accelerate, put a character from your waiting room to your clock. So your opponent's climax phase, cost gains 2k in the following ability. Start your opponent's attack phase, you may move to open slot with a character across from it. So because of 4k and only a 4k on your turn. Oh, sorry, your opponent's climax phase. This is a 2/5 on your turn. It's because of 4/5 your opponent's turn if you accelerate. I mean, when you accelerate, this is basically a plus, but you have to clock yourself 1. It's not high quality plus because it becomes a useless card afterwards if your opponent's able to. It's just a 2/5 afterwards. It could see some play, especially if we need blue, which we might need if we go to Ruka level 1. But it's not guaranteed you need this. And what is this card in what's this card? It's a vanilla level 0. Oh, we missed a level 0 here. This is me. 5 more cards in hand, so it's oftentimes the 3/5. You send this away move, character's front attack, choose 1k. Give it 1k. 1k is not a lot of power. It doesn't really do much. That's why you don't see too many people play like 1k counters unless it's a really good secondary effect. 3/5 is not that big either, because they can be countered by many cards that hit 3/5. And then yeah, so 3/5 is not that good of a power cross turn as compared to 4k. When 4ks are more common. Promo on attack. Top part of your deck. Put your deck in waiting room. Pay 1, dish 1, search 1, drop search. Oh, it's fine. You like those. You like to see it. You like to see it. Drop search are always nice. They're less nice because you're playing Rickies, so actually you might not need this. But I'm always a fan of 3 Rickies, 1 drop search. Saruka. Global 500. When you accelerate, gains 500. And reveal top card deck if it's level 0 lower, send in stock. That's nice. For accelerate. But we've seen 1 accelerate so far and we're probably not playing it. So it's kind of whatever. Merry Life, fine card if you have low power on reverse combo, but other than that, not good. 4K cross turn green, it's pretty decent. Pretty decent. We've seen a clean kind of Ricky though, so we don't technically need another +0 because we have those 2. It is green though, so if you do need green, it's nice. Bonds to vanilla, nope. Start your main phase, draw brainstorm, nope. CX swapper, nope. Oh, it's the SP. When it's placed in hand stage, reveal top card of your deck. It's Kanokari character, you can add hand, discard 1. You can ditch a character on play, you can draw 1. Really good. It's double hand fix, even though it's low quality hand fix. It's double discard outlet. And it helps you find events and CXs because it digs through top 2 cards of your deck. And if it's a CX or event in top 2 cards of your deck, you're basically guaranteed to grab it. Pretty good. It's a 2 of free discard outlet, grabs your stuff. If you're playing something like Standby, and the only problem with this is you have to discard character for a second effect to draw 1. But if you're playing a deck that needs, if you're playing like a Standby decks, which we can't, it does let you get 2 free discard outlets of like 1/1s or 2/2s or any other cards that clog in your hand. Decks like this, it's like a 0 to 4 up depending on how much you need to discard outlet. So far we only have, yeah, the main discard outlet we have is a Saruka, but it's bad timing. So this is good timing. Discard outlet. That's all for zeros. So we can probably call some of the zeros. So let's look at this again. So we have 4 clean cuts. Brainstorm. This. Ricky. Drop search, drop salvage. Okay, so now that we know we have both Rize and the Kome. Well, not Kome. Was it Arisu? Yes, it's called Arisu. Yeah. My bad. This is an Arisu profile from Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. Double discard outlets. Single discard outlet. Look, bad timing. But it's green. That's our only green 0. These 2 good cards. So you probably do not need the ditch 6 salvage. Which one was that again? What's this one? Climax. Yeah, so we don't need this. We have another bomb. We don't have too good. You want to use this for level 1 in a specific matchup. I personally would not run this. This is fine. Could synergize with this. Bonder to event. Still don't think the event's good enough. We'll cut it down a bit. Okay, this is okay. We gotta cut down 1 or 2 brainstorms later. Probably don't need to run too much of these, especially a drop salvage. We have a salvage brainstorm and we have a salvage, maybe a salvage combo. So you probably do not need to drop salvage. Drop search is fine so far. 1 drop search, 3 Rickies, 3 brainstorms. So let's count 1, 4, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 20. 20 zeros. I'm not biggest fan of that number, but it's fine. We do have high selection here. Alright. Let's go for level 1s. So we have a level 1. During your turn, fronts the row center slot gains 1k and can't be targeted. Then search brainstorm. Level 1 search brainstorm. Center is hexproof. Hexproof effect is like not that good. Or it's not good, but you want more than just center slot to have hexproof. It's really good for like the Sumi combo, because you can basically guarantee your middle slot can't get bounced or something like that. But 1k is also, oh wait, it's only during your turn, so you can't even use this to protect the character from getting bounced. So it's good to make sure your middle attack can't be like tap countered, can't be like anti-damage minus soul if they have a target in minus soul. That's basically it. Search brainstorm is nice though. I said search brainstorm is not nice before, but this has an actually relevant second effect. Buzz yellow. And so far, we do not have too many yellow cards at all. Yeah. So actually, you probably don't run this. Went over the wing combo before. Go to Sumi. Went over this combo before. This card comes reverse. Send this to memory. Time machine. So it's a +0 green. It's an okay card. It's +0. Plus a level 1. 2 of at most. Likely get cut. We don't have much other greens either, but we'll see. The Sumi trigger check twice. If you trigger CX, choose one of your characters, gains 2k. So Twin Drive. Twin Drive, also quite a good profile. Any point in the game, when you don't play, if you're not triple climaxing, this card is always good. It lets you pay out CXs that you do end up triggering. Especially if you play like something, because you're not playing bar, you are playing door or pants. If you trigger these, you can pay 1, pay it out. It's always nice. I play a lot of Psychono, and I love the Twin Drive in Psychono. So this is a fine card. 2k power might be nice, but this is easily cuttable if it seems like it, because it's low power. We got level 1 and we got level 1 here, so this is a level 1. So we're looking for a green level 1. Oh, we're missing some level 1s here. Okay, let's go over the level 1s here. If you have 2 more other Kanokari cards, this gains 1k and 2 soul. On attacks, you can pay 1. It's okay, but it's dead most of the time. It's niche, very niche, very niche. During your turns, it's 500 for you. During your turn, it's 500 each, so 6-5 your turn. Discard 1, choose one of your characters from this, and whenever one of your opponent's character levels are lower, stand them and swap them. That's pretty good. I like this effect. Ditch 1, then you can kill one of their back rows. Actually like this, but yellow's a weird color right now. Backup. When you use this backup, you have 2 more other characters. Look at opponent's hand. Hand knowledge is nice, but it's less relevant in a game like Weiss. In something like Yu-Gi-Oh, knowing what your opponent's hand is, so you can set up boards and set up negates, know when to negate. It's really nice, but something like Weiss, with how much searching and stuff that happens in the game, and how relevant each individual turn is in Weiss, compared to other card games, this card is like less effective. So we'll probably skip that. Sumi. On play, 2 more other characters, draw 1, ditch 1, pay 1, ditch 1, search 1. So this is like the Mari from Love Life Sunshine if you played JP Mari. But it's level 1 and on green. We have a lot of green level 1 cards. Yeah. This could see a place in the deck. So it's nice to have double discard outlet. If we do this, then we don't need this drop search. We'll see. It's 4K power though, so it's like still swinging tiny. Another thing to know about this kind of drop search is that sometimes if you need it for like something like this combo for your 2 top ends, you can use this, search a copy of your combo, then you can discard your combos to draw one, or you draw one and then you can discard your combo. That is quite nice actually. Set your waiting room. It's basically Foolish Burial if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Just put a card. You can pay 1, basically put a card from your deck into your waiting room. Quite nice. Place on stage. Both player result following effect. You have 4 more memory. Choose 4 cards in your memory. Send them out to waiting room. Attack. Choose one of your Kanokari character. Against Shimakai. So it gains basically upward to 2k. You can, on attack, give a character of basically almost 2k. Always. If you have full board. Second effect isn't as relevant anymore. Because decks like Psychono, Grisaya, Slime are not as popular. Maybe Slime is popular for you still. But Psychono and Grisaya is less common. So this is like less impactful. Unless you're playing like against the Capo Slime all the time. But this effect is pretty nice for your combo. And you are playing quite a bit. There are quite a bit of good green level 1s. Or like okay green level 1s. I feel like this is one of. Like sometimes you just search this if you really need the power for your combo. This is already swinging 8k. This is not swinging 8k. But if you want the power, make a combo 10k or 8.5. Yeah, 8.5. And it's quite nice. And then the second effect's like relevant some of the times. It could go down, it could go up. We'll see. Uh, 2k backup. Yep. 2k backup. If you're playing Ruka, you're more inclined to play it. Playing Chizuru, probably don't play it because you're only 4k. You don't have much to defend. If you have a good EP, like a early play, do you want to defend? You play more. You usually just play with 2 1s to defend it. You don't need 1-0s. We'll put 1 in for now because if we do decide to play Ruka, then we'll play more copies to the backup. It's also green. Water event. So this is often called a Dachi. It's a 1/1 that removes early play. This card is pretty damn good. It's a one of. I always like this type of effect. It means that if your opponent early plays and you're still level 1, you can still clear your opponent's early play. Being clock removal means you can whiff your opponent's like 2-0, but usually it doesn't, because you should be able to manage your damage properly. Unless you're like 2-5 and you use this and you crit and then you put them to 3, then it's like okay. Well, I mean, nothing you can do about that. Event number 42. Oh, that's a vanilla. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that. Combo. This one's our cheese through. This card's front attack. Put copy. Check 1, send top, keep on top of the room, hand on core. 500 power. You can send this to waiting room, choose your 1-0's cheese room, split swap. So this changes in this during your main phase. This gets fronted. I assume this changes in this. Yeah, you can see the change here. So during your turn, if you have another character, gains 3k. So swing 6/5. Send this to waiting room and start your Encore step. Front row. Choose this and summon it. Note that you do not need this to be rested. So you can still crash in this and then you get this. That's nice. I feel like it would be too much slot investment to run this consistently. If you want multiple copies of this, you want multiple copies of this. It'll be a lot of slot investments. It's nice for a Mimi or budget deck if you're not playing level 1. You should actually play this in like, if you play a standby 2/1, it's not bad. Because these will be your secondary level 1s. But you're not playing standby, this card is probably not seeing play. Especially since 500 power means if your opponent has like a -500 front row, this card's dead. If your opponent's playing like a 500 bomb, like hard remove stuff, this card's dead. You're giving your opponent free reverses, free clean cuts. You want to loop this for multiple turns too. Front attack, yes, scry. But you're playing standby, it's nice. Like you don't have any walls you want to standby out, then the standby out this is quite fine. If you want to standby front row, then you get free scry, you potentially cancel damage. That's all. On play gains 2k. Pay 1, rest of your other standing character's name is Kasumi. Search for Sumi. On reverse, search for Sumi during your turns played after paying cost. Sumi waifu card. You don't play this in the regular deck. You can't play it in regular deck. You don't run enough Sumis. That's a 0. And this is level 1. 2k in your turn. On attack, choose one of your characters, gains 1 level 1k. You already have, unless you really need red, you already have, which one was it? This one, I believe. And then you're already swinging 8k. This one does need power. You don't need to reverse stuff for this. You're already swinging 8k this. 1k doesn't make too much difference. But 2k can make a big difference. Not that good. Discard 1, pay cost, play 0. So unless you have essential zeros you want to summon out, this is pretty bad. Good targets we have in the deck right now is Clean Cut and the Sax Elf Akatsuki. We are playing these. These are good targets. This is an okay target. Everything else is pretty bad. Brainstorm is a good target if you don't have Brainstorm up already, but you actually do. This is level 0, not cost 0 either. It's like you can't even bring a combo or anything. It's okay card. Not the biggest fan. It might see play. Most likely won't, but might. Which one? Which art is that? This one. This one. 7/5 with Kanokari. 1/1. Good standby target. If you're playing 8 standby, but we can't play 8 standby, so we ignore that. Combo. 2 more other character gains 1k, and when its attacks level 2 gains 6k. So this is swing 11/5 against 2/2s. So if you're meta plagued with a bunch of standby decks that plays 2/2s, and you are playing Ruka combo. Because so far it looks like if you're playing Shizuru combo, you're likely playing a green. And you don't want to have. I'm not a big fan of tri-color level 1 because sometimes clock is awkward. Level 1, like dual color is also some like randomly just bad. But tri-color level 1's just even worse. I try to avoid that as often as possible. So, if you're playing Ruka, which you might, it's a fine card. Playing standby, into standby a lot, it's a fine card. This would be for the Ruka deck. Ruka level 1. 2 less climax. Wait, we'll just know that one. Accelerate. Clock yourself from waiting room. Look top 4 card of your deck. Choose one at 1 and it becomes a 2k backup. Otherwise, it's a 1k backup. So you have played the accelerate package. This is fine. This effect is mainly good if it like converts the minus you get with using this event. Like you -1 to use the event, but it replaces itself. That's fine. So it's basically a +1. If you use this to save a character, and as well as saving yourself, it's nice. You can also use this, then use the back row that potentially gets you free stock. Now, free stock is a free stock and a removal, but if I remember correctly, it can also, if you reveal its climax, you also put a stock, so you could remove damage. Actually, never mind, that's not good. If you can, let's actually read it. Okay, I'm pretty bad at typing. If that card is level 0, lower sin stock. So it's not may. So it's, if you may check. Oh wait, you don't even get a may check. You have to check. So you reveal a climax, it's level 0 lower. As you can see here, in this, I don't think you can see it here, but it says if climax are considered level 0s. So let's say you use the event. Let's say you use a backup. Use this backup, check 4. What if you mill a CX? Then oops, you lost damage. And you already took a damage to do that. Then let's say now you reveal a CX with the back row. Whoops. Now you lost another cancel. Not much to go on for the accelerate package. When it's attacked, see 4 more other characters. If you have full field, this card gains 3/5, and when its battle opponents converts, you may draw. Oh, you can discard 1. Yeah, discard 1. Swing it, set 7k. Draw 1. This is fine for like a. Oh, change to 88. It's this. So change to this. Start encore step. Doesn't need to be rested. Discard character. In order to gain power, you have to discard 1. That's the sad part. You are forced to discard 1 if you want the power. And you need to have a full field if you want the power. And you have to discard a character. You can't even discard like a climax. So let's say you trigger pants, you can't discard pants. So actually this is a lot worse than I thought. But if its chain target's good, then it might have a spot. During your opponent's turn, you character, so it's 3k on your opponent's turn. Despite stage, if you don't have another character, it goes to waiting room, so that's a downside. And acts some this. So 7k on your opponent's turn. But if your opponent answers this, then you can't convert it back to this. It's not like the Chizuru, which has a hand encore. So your opponent doesn't answer 7k, then it's pretty sad. Payment cost for the artifact of. Oh, this is your finisher. Level assist. Yeah, 82. So when you pay for the effect of this, you can use this for as cost 1 stock. So this makes you make this 1 cost finisher. On play, you can choose a character in your waiting room, put it if its card's face down as a marker. So it's not blind. If it's blind, this card would be really bad. But since you can permanently compress yourself 1 card until your finishing turn, it's actually quite good. So you definitely play this if you play the restandard stuff. which we might. When his card is placed on stage from hand, if you have 4 more Kanokari characters, choose 1 Kanokari character from your waiting room set in stock. So basically refunds and stuff, then you can use CX swap. Pay 1, discard a climax, salvage climax. If you play Ruka, it's fine. But this doesn't help your level 1 for your level 1 climax. So it's like even more niche than level 0 climax swapper. So you probably play 0 of this. It's fine for Ruka because you have no other way to find your CXs, but you are paying pants. And pants helps you find your pants. At level 3. At least by level 3. So it's not that good. Oh, why did I read that? Alright, the missing blues, no level 1s. Okay. And this event. You have 1 letter less character, so you need a Ruka to play this. So for Ruka Waifu, put the top card of your deck into clock so you clock yourself 1. Deal 79 damage to your opponent. That's flavoring. Search your deck out for 2 combo. Place them on stage. And this character gains 1 K plus 1 soul. And that's pretty good for you're playing Ruka combo, level 1 combo. Pay 1, clock yourself. You probably play this over playing Ricky because you don't want to clock yourself too much. Quite fine indeed, but you need a Ruka on board. That's the problem. So you have to play the Ruka Brainstorm. Actually, the Ruka Brainstorm is not horrible. Which one was it? Was it this one? Oh yeah, but you had to accelerate, so accelerate is useless. So you don't have a clean cut or the bomb, this card's dead. It's good for Ruka Waifu. Or I guess combo. If you have combo on board, you can also play this. So it's not horrible. So if you want combo, you can spawn 2 combos for free. So if you play the event, you don't play the event, you play the combo. You don't play Ricky. It's 2-1 event. Choose 1 climax in your opponent's waiting room, shuffle all the cards in the waiting room back in the deck, then choose 1 of your character gains 2k. This effect is actually really good. It's a decompression event. Let's say if your opponent's a good player, they have like 1 climax in a waiting room, 10 cards that are not climax in a waiting room, shuffle 10 non-climax back into your deck. You're in the compression. You're more likely, they have less climax in their deck, so it's more likely to kill. I think this event is actually ridiculously good. 2k power, usually not that important, but for a card like your Chizuru combo, getting that 2k means you can beat over lanes. This event is actually really good, but it's dead a lot of times, so it's like the other T0 event where you only run 2 of, because it's dead for most of the game. So that means you're playing 4 dead. If you play both of these, it's 4 dead cards for most of the game. When your other character gets reversed, you may choose 1 of your Kanokari characters, gets 1k. Discard 1 climax, rest 2 characters, search your deck for up to 1 character change. Show to your opponent. Add to hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. So what you can do is you can discard let's say you have this on board, okay? You can discard a climax. You can tap this or this. These are your 2 change. You can tap these 2. Then find another copy of themselves. Play it down. Then change play a CX change into these, because if they're reversed, these doesn't say you need to be standing. It's quite good. If you're playing like the 1-0 change package or from both Ruka and Chizuru, this card's also nice, but those are meme. So I actually like that. I don't know if I would run. Yeah, you probably don't run more than one. Probably don't run this at all, actually, because we're not playing a 1-0 change package. But it's always fine. It's a fine card. Combo, its attacking's 2k. It's not that good. On play, gains 1k for each of your characters, so this can hit. If this played last in a full board, this comes to 6-5, and choose on attack, choose a character, gains 1-5. It's on versus the versus this other one here. Wait, was it this one? Versus this one. It is on color. You could play this one over this. If you're playing a deck that doesn't have, if you're not playing against a lot of memory, this might be better. Just because this is a 5k body and this is a 6-5 body, so this is also a decent. But giving 1-5 versus giving 2k usually doesn't matter, but it could matter. If this is on play, give something 1-5, I think this card will be insanely good. Well, not insanely, but it'll be better than it is now, because you could use this for your finisher if you have excess hand. So you might play this over. Where's the TV? So it might be played over. We'll find a list later. Event, search your character, add to hand, then send this to memory. I don't believe there's a way to spawn to it, because we didn't say a 0 does that. It's like a drop search, but you can't play at level 0. But it's not taking up board space. It goes to memory. So Ruka combo, you don't want it with Ruka combo, because you end up, these are dead cards in Ruka combo. Play Chizuru combo. You can play in Chizuru combo. It's actually not bad, and quite good in Chizuru, I think. But you definitely don't play this event, because this event needs, like, was it two or less in memory, and this goes to memory. So whatever. You already have ways to search. Although you can play like Slime, where Slime plays like 3 Rickies in a 4Vs event. That's actually not too bad. Actually, I like that. I like the idea. 2 Rickies, 4Vs event. Sounds pretty good. Let's look at 3-2s. So we have this combo with this 2 less climax and waiting room. Check top X. It's fine. You want to play this in Ruka combo. You do not want to play this with Chizuru finisher. 3-1 event. Search your deck for a level 1 lower character mommy. Place it in stage. So basically, this card is 4 extra copies of your finisher here, and makes it 1 cost. So basically, this could be just like a pay 1 if you use the event, and then, or it's just a discard 1 if you use this effect to pay for this. It's quite good if you're playing mommy finisher, but I currently am not leaning towards yellow. Yellow's had pretty lackluster cards besides the finisher in this. Well, I guess a brainstorm was quite good. Yellow could be an option, actually. We saw this Yusumi before. On play 4 more, it gets -1 level, so kind of pretty easy early play. 10k early play. Discard 1 hero stock. This is quite good. Yeah, this is your green payoff for playing green level 1s. And stock healer is always nice. It's 1 cost, so it's one cost, 1 ditch. It's usually better than pay 2. Usually, just because it's less resources for different pools. Effective list, you only need to play 2 or 3 ofs. Two or 3 ofs, mainly because 4 more, it's easy to get the condition off, but you're likely not playing plopping more than 1 of these down a turn. You have more healers here, so it's fine. Actually, since you have a high selection with this, you can always grab this whenever you want. You can actually go down to like 2 copies of this if you really need to. Oh, by the way, the reason why I'm skipping level 2s is I feel like level 2 is less impactful. And we're going for just most impactful to least impactful. We got these combos that we saw before. On play, draw 2, discard 1. You can ditch 2 on attack. You have 2 more characters assuming his name. Send the bottom 4 cards your opponent's wing room. Do that wing room. Gains 2k and then do X damage. Icy Tail. This card is like the TD Owl from Sarah Pockets. You can basically draw 2, ditch 1. And it's basically a ditch 1 because it refunds 1. Basically a ditch 1 to potentially burn, like usually 1 damage, but it could get rid of climaxes. Like say if they end in their deck with like one or 2 climax in that 3-card deck, you're basically guaranteed to hit 1 or 2. But the problem with this card is you need multiple Sumi names. And as I said, Sumi name is not too much. This card is good if you play Sumi Waifu. Especially since there's another card that wants Sumi Waifu. But in this deck so far, it's, this condition actually matters. Two less cards in your waiting room, gets the -1 level. Draw 1, ditch 1, bounce 1 of your opponent's characters, accelerate. Pay 1, clock yourself 1, and -2. So this, you'd only play this. It's actually not a bad card because you're already playing blue for his 2-1 event. This is an early play that can remove your opponent's field. But the problem is with this early play is like it's less controllable. Because sometimes you just do not get unlucky and you get multiple climaxes, or you hit level 2 at the wrong timing. But still bounce. Bounce is always nice. It's like the remove effect, but it's harder removal. It can also give you direct lanes if you need extra soul damage late game. I personally play 1 of this at most. Depends on how much blues we can fit. But since we want, I feel like this 2-1 event is basically a staple. So we'll see. We will see. Where is this card? I'm blind. It's here. One of the best. Second effects actually can come in clutch. Pay 1, accelerate. So pay 1, clock yourself 1. Choose one opponent's character, gets -2. So start attack phase is weird. If you can do this when your opponent attacks one of your characters, then it's like really, really good. But if you wanna remove one damage, like if your opponent's swinging like small guys with a CX, then this card can remove damage. So we'll see. Alright, so I just paused a bit there. Had a phone call, want to get a drink. Where are we again? Okay, we had 3-2 combos still. So the 2 combos, root combos. That pure simi. 1-5 front row. Good standby target. When this card attacks, pay cost if you do. It's 1k. And send a card to opponent's top of your deck. It's also fine. Helps you confirm damage. Good standby target. But we only have 1 standby. So if you do want to meme a bit with the Sumi, you want to play like the Sumi combo with the Cheese Root 1-0 change package. And this card, it's like a card you play in that. But other than that, it's not that good in the deck we're trying to brew here. On play, check top 3, add 1. On reverse, you control 2 more Kanokari characters. Move the top card of the clock. So you heal your opponent 1, then you clock kick. It's good for hard removal. But it's like that's basically it. It's not that good, to be honest. Yeah, we have this combo. Alright, so now we got the level 2. With low assist, we saw that earlier. Assist to Sumi, so if you played Sumi 2-1, it's good. Actually, we realized that there's no yellow 2-1s. Was there any yellow 2-1s previously? This card cannot side attack during your opponent's turn gains because 11k for full field, and axe in this T7 the other 2-1. And this 2-1 gains 6k if you're attacking level 3, so it becomes a 12-5, and then Encore phase changes to this one. It's okay, but we'll use the lost slot. Do it. Vanilla 2-1. It's 2-1. For each your other character it gains 1k, so it becomes a 10k cross turn, and you can discard 1 vanilla to deal 1 damage. It's fine. It's not fine actually. It's pretty bad. 10k ditch vanilla, but you have to run vanillas. Those vanillas are okay, but still don't kind of want to run that. You need a vanilla in your hand, so you need a specific card in your hand to get a burn 1. And it doesn't add the vanilla. So if you run out of vanillas in your hand, it's hard to get more vanillas in your hand to keep burning. So this card is pretty bad. But this climax combo we saw earlier. Backup. When you use the card backup, opponent sends X cards to from the bottom of the deck to waiting room. Actually, with the number of Kanokaris. 3k backup. It's fine. If your opponent tries to do one of those cheeky plays I mentioned before to leave your deck with like 1 CX and 5 cards, it's a good card. Good card to remove CX. So yeah, it's 3k CX, 3k backup too. 3k is a respectable number. So actually this backup is probably used. Yeah. Especially since this 3-2, your EP healer, such a respectable 10k cross turn. It's more of a niche card in this deck because you don't have that many good early plays. That's fine. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Just 2-1. Cannot side attack, pay 1, ditch 1, start your opponent's climax phase. If you're not a character, this gains 3k, so it gains 10-5. And when battle opponents, just choose one of your color characters. the problem with this effect is start of opponent's client phase, not when it gets front attacked. So that means your opponent can just side, then you lose the card. So this is meant to get you a card back. But I mean, I guess it forces your opponent's side. If your opponent can beat over 10-5, and it's like useless, but I guess you don't use the effect. But in this card becomes a dead card if your opponent can beat over 10-5. Axe to change into a different 2-1 from 71. Which one's 71? Uh, 7 key, almost always. Basically always. When this card attacks, gains on attack, it becomes 11k, which is the other one, so it's pretty bad. Nope, 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 nope. Pretty bad indeed. That's good cards, not good card. It's pretty bad. If one less letter Sumi in his name, can I play this? Choose up to Sumi in your hand, place in the field. The games cannot use backups, cannot be targeted. This event is actually really, really good for your Sumi top end. So you do lose a hand. So you go, it's basically a pay one, dish one to play this, while also playing this. So you go neg one hand. But giving a combo anti-backup. Wait, was it anti-backup? Anti-backups and hexproof is really good. Really good. You only need one of this event. Now you need multiple events if you want to get out early. This is also copy. No, this isn't. It's not extra copies. There's Sumi. Let's search up 043. So this combo grabs the event. It's playing Sumi Waifu, it's good. But aside from Sumi Waifu, I don't think you play this. Free Fresh Backup. That's also really good. Always good. That's not really good, but it's always good. I play it in Psychono, I play it in other decks too. It's clutch when it comes, especially if you're playing door triggers. Then let's say you trigger a door. If you do like a greedy play where you have 5 cards left from the deck, you have 1 CX in there, you swing 3 times. You want to either get lucky and your CX is the bottom 2, or if you do get unlucky and you do trigger CX, you get a free fresh. Free fresh is also just sometimes super lucky. Like your opponent, you can use it on third attack of your opponent's attack. And let's say you cancel twice, but your opponent's still swinging for lethal. You can use this, put the CX back in your deck, try to cancel some more. Always good, always good. During your turn, all your characters with Chizuru, his name gets 500, and it goes to 1k. So you're playing Chizuru Waifu, this is global 1-5 basically. And you're not playing Chizuru Waifu, all your Chizurus are plus 1-5. Discard 1 card of your opponent. When you trigger checks and reveals a gate, you may pick a house if you look top 2 cards of your deck. This card is actually quite good if you're playing 8 doors. Doesn't even have to be Chizuru Waifu because let's see a good Chizuru card. You have your early play. This makes your early play 11-5. Yeah, 11-5. Makes this swing 12-13k with climax. That's quite good. You play something like this. This is 6-5. You have 1 combo sits at 5-5. Like if you do combo post level 2, this card is gonna be swinging at 9-5. Really good numbers. Might even play 2 of it. Definitely play 1 if you're playing 8 doors. We saw this combo before. This is the chain stuff we saw before. 5 more characters, gains cannot do damage. Okay, so the problem with this card is your finisher. It bounces back to hand. Was it mandatory? Can't remember. You may return his hand, so sure, you might not have to. But you're using a lot of stock for the combo itself. Well, 7 stock is not too much. But having 5 characters means if you bounce back, this becomes offline. If your opponent counters over your combo, this card's offline. This card has just a lot of fail cases where this is not good. Especially with this finisher. Level 2s, level 2s, level 2s, level 2s, level 2s, level 2s. Oh, we saw this before. Accelerate. Clock yourself 1, basically. Gains 1k and on reverse can search 1. On attack comes a... So this is the 11k by itself. If you accelerate. If you accelerate, it becomes 11k and on reverse search 1. Not seeing the payoffs. 7k off turn, 11k on turn has hand on core. Not seeing the payoff either of this. It's fine standby. Because it's your, so far, the only 2-2 I see. But even for standby, this card's pretty bad compared to 2-2s. It's not worth it. And this level assist, draw 1, ditch 1. Yeah, better level assist. This one. 4 more characters, so refunds the stock and becomes 11k. Basically a 2-0 11k. If you need 11k beaters, you play this, but you probably don't because there's early play. Like this is a better standby target, even though it's not Sumi name. You probably don't play this. I mean, you play this if you play Sumi. That's Sumi standby. That's about it. Any level 2s do you need to worry about? Promo card. Feature your back row characters. So this is often 9/5. Use act gains 5 for each. So when you use an act, this becomes 11/5. Same deal with the one above. You probably don't need it because you have this. Okay, so these are our choices of good cards. Now we just want to cut down to 50. So let's play with the Chizuru stuff first. So we want to cut this stuff. Then we want to cut this, this, this. And we want to cut this event. Climaxes. Okay, now we're sitting at 68 cards. We don't need all these level 1s. That's way too many level 1s. Drop search being off color is less reliable. Probably don't need this. Currently, I play in the meta with memory. I currently don't think memory is too big of a deal anymore. Psychon is heavily nerfed, so Psychon doesn't get too many memory. The cap was move away from memory builds. If you play against a bunch of slime, it's fine. But I personally think having 1 tech card for slime is not that good. Compared to playing this version, which offers more. Twin Drive is nice. Drop Search is nice. Adachi is nice. Backup, we're not playing Iruka, so we don't need the backup. Spawn level 0. Personally, not a fan. If you're level 1, what are you going to spawn? You spawn Clean Cut, spawn this. Spawn these two, spawn Brainstorm. Well, we're playing 8 doors, so we don't need to play this Simi. We can play with this. So what are you down to now? 61. We play this drop search, we don't need to play this. We played this, we don't need this. Depending on the 2, how many greens are we singing? We're singing 11. We need green for level 2. We also kind of want it for level 1 because of Adachi and this. So we cut yellow. Do we even need twin drive? Let's see, we do not have twin drive. For drop search, you can grab this. And we're playing this 1-1 event. This 1-1 event makes this drop search not needed. But we play this drop search, we don't need this 1-1 event either. I like utility level 1s. Dodge is nice. This and this is nice. Power pump. It's fine. Probably can cut this if we want to. Probably will cut this. Power pump what? Helps this. Helps this. Spam will brainstorm, probably don't need. Because we have, if we're playing this, we have ways to pay out stock. Playing this, we don't want to play this. Playing this means cut this and this. We need cut 4. So I feel like we could do this. This is also pays out stock. So technically don't need a twin drive either. 53. Down to 7 greens. This, Rize, this. So you probably want up Rize to count for the minus. We want to up this to get more greens. Ditch a character, check 4, add 1. We probably do not need this because this grabs this climaxes. So that's my thought plans here. So we're on 3 Rickies, 4 Rizes, 4 clean cuts. 3, 6, 10, 18. Seems like a fine number to me. Your turn 1 playables are 4, 6, 8. These 2 are like okay play turn 1s. This is like really good. This is pretty good. This and it makes this turn 1. This is second turn. Second turn or going second card. 18's fine. This lets you spawn these 2. This being able to spawn this, makes it fine. Oh, we cut out the back row that searches for changes. Well, whatever. We don't really need it. So we have 54. We probably do not need this. Yeah. We have 8 blues, 9 greens, mainly reds. Or cut this event, go into more of a green drop search. We probably cut the events and go into more. So let's add the drop search specs. More hand filter. 1 of is fine. This card, it's not as useful as this. Probably cut this one. these two are kind of whatever, but are fine, in my opinion. You have more greens. So level 1 you want to definitely get red. We can probably cut down one of this. So you have 7 copies of finisher. So my ideal plan is, here we go. 3 Ricky. Ricky's fine. As explained before, you don't need 4. Unless it's like a Mob Cycle or Kaguya, which has a good secondary effect, you don't need 4. You have other plusing zeros. Rize is green fix, and yeah, we'll probably cut down that. 10 greens. Power pumps can be useful when we need it. This is fine, this is fine. Okay, so for turn 1, we have 3 Rizes. Going first turn 1, we got 3 Rize, 2 RCs, 2 of these bombs. These 4 are like whatever. This is a good. All 3 of these are actually kind of whatever turn 1 place. These 2 are better than this one, because this one, if your opponent answer it, then it's like what do. So you want to open one of these. Kind of bad. Going second though, you just want to open this. Got a lot of options here. Problem is you don't have too many ways to pump it here. So your opponent does have an answer. It's like pretty feels bad. If your opponent walls you out and you can't use this, it's pretty feels bad. You don't have much ways to pump that card. Specifically, most important, Dachi. One of the Dachi is fine because you have this. This can grab your Dachi when you need it. This is fine, one of, because you can grab it when you need it. Kind of want to cut down this. Cut down, bump this back up. 6, 10, 14, 18. 18 is a fine number. Okay, I believe we'll go with this. 8 gate. This makes a turn 2 play fine. Like if after this turn, you can grab this, you can grab this. This helps you beat over 2 lanes because it's 6-5, and then pumps in another lane 1-5. It's quite fine indeed in my opinion. Alright, so yeah, 3P13. If you want deck load, the deck code, you can use it here. And we'll just tweet this out. We'll go view deck. Eight pants feels not good because there's too many viabilities. The pants finisher is actually not bad either. Well, I think we're gonna settle on this for now. Well, that was my little deck construction exercise, going over the entire deck deep in without any prior look. This is the first draft. Likely will change. Likely won't be the best optimal build, but could be. So if it does happen, you know, if this ends up being optimal, you can thank me. But I doubt this is optimal. But we'll see. So if you enjoy stuff like this, you can leave a comment down below. And if there's a lot of praise or enough praise, maybe I'll do this again for another set in the future. Thanks for watching.